Welcome to the premiere of the House of Faith and Fashion. The House of Faith and Fashion is a home that I built to have meaningful conversations surrounding creativity and spirituality. I am your host, Toby Rubenstein, author of the best-selling book series, The House of Faith and Fashion. The House of Faith and Fashion, What My Wardrobe Taught Me About God, and Haute and Holy. These are books where haute couture and spirituality live harmoniously within these pages. This season, we will explore the connection between beauty, style, creativity, art, and spirituality. Today is very special and super special because it's a premiere. Maybe you've heard of her, the iconic entrepreneur, mother, founder, and CEO of Laura Gellar Beauty Cosmetics. And later, we will also have Julie Eliza Styles with some style tips for any age. And I could use that. And today is all about elevating your spirituality and image at any age, girls, any age. This season, you could expect trend alerts, fashion advice, but most importantly, spirituality, because this is what it's all about. And of course, I'll be speaking with some of the biggest names in the fashion industry, like Forbes 50 over 50, CEO of Laura Gellar Cosmetics, Laura Gellar, fashion designer and activist Kate McGuire from Converted Closets, Forbes Next 1000 artist and lifestyle brand owner and CEO Elizabeth Sutton, image creator and top celebrity stylist Sandra Majdi, and CEO, this is one I'm really excited about, CEO of Fashion Week Online and global director of NYC Lavish, Pablo Starr, all the way from Paris. And the list goes on. I'm so excited. You wouldn't want to miss one episode. Each week, I'll be inviting a special guest, who happens to be a friend, onto the show to have a fabulous discussion about their creative process and more. Get ready, because up next, we have beauty industry trailblazer, mega superstar Laura Gellar, coming in to give tips and making makeup applications that are simple and fun at any age. Plus a really fun discussion between friends.
Say goodbye to signs of aging and inflammation caused by an imbalance in the trillions of microbes on your skin's microbiome surface. The Dermabiome Collection by Green Beauty is a groundbreaking blend of science and nature designed to restore your skin's delicate ecosystem and soothe skin irritation, offering a one-of-a-kind solution not found elsewhere on the market. Green Beauty, changing lives, one face at a time.
Welcome back to the House of Faith and Fashion. Thank you all for watching. I'm your host, Toby Rubenstein, and right now I am sitting with a woman that needs no introduction. She's the CEO of a very successful cosmetic line, Laura Gellar Cosmetics. Please welcome Laura Gellar to the show. I just love Laura Gellar. Look, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy. I can say good to see you, but I am so thrilled that you're here for my premiere because I couldn't think of a better person to share the screen with. I am, wow. Let's get right into a conversation, Laura, okay? Yeah, because I know people want to know about you. Laura Gellar was founded in 1997, before our kids were born. Now, it was like during the Mac boom,
Yes.
Take us back to that time, and what kind of vision did you have?
Well, first, thank you so much, Toby, for having me. I couldn't be happier to be with you and to share the backstory a little bit. I love telling it. But, listen, I'm a 40-year overnight success. It took a long time. And I will tell you that the beauty for me was that I opened this store in Manhattan because of customer demand. I was doing private clients, I was doing weddings, I was doing TV personalities, and I was all over the gamut, and everybody kept saying to me, "Why don't you open a store in Manhattan?" Which I did in
You did.
1993. I did in 1993. But it was 1997 that my life changed. My life changed because I was at a beauty event for the trade industry, my industry, and I ran into the beauty buyer of QVC. And she said, "I've heard your name. I've seen you in the press. I'd love to talk to you about the opportunity of perhaps coming on QVC." And so I'm an educator at heart. I love teaching makeup. I love giving makeup tips. And so I knew that having that platform would allow me to do that. I went on air in 1997 for the first time, and it's now 27 years. I'm the longest standing color brand at QVC. And I had to give up all my private clients and I had to close my store because I'm so busy with product development and QVC stuff. So that's really the long and short of it.
But Laura, I could say that I was one of your clients. So
You
I had to give you up. I could tell you that you did my makeup for my and that now ex-husband's 50th birthday party and my 40th birthday party. What role did faith play in this transition? Because like, wow,
yeah. Well,
wow,
listen,
please expand on that.
for me, having always been particularly a woman of faith, I manifested and I would always say, this is meant to be in my universe. And I think
Yes.
faith is what kept me grounded. Having the faith throughout has always maintained a sense of security for me. There's such a dynamic between faith and fashion.
Well, let's talk about this big business that you built because Laura Geller Beauty is an into now. I mean, now we're going to go up. We're going to go through the chart of Laura Geller's success. Do you have any advice for female entrepreneurs that you could, that really want to hear, your pearls of wisdom because you did it, Laura. You did it,
Thank
and you
you.
continue to do it, and you are it.
Thank you,
So
Toby. You
there.
know, I would say the answer to that is what I'm told by
Mhm.
my customers, by my watchers, by the people who have followed me for the 40-year career I have, and it's connecting. And that's what you do so well too. I think if you're going to come out with a product, I don't doesn't matter what it is. I think if you're trying to launch any kind of business, whether it's a product or a service, you have to care and you have to connect with who your consumer is in a way that's heartfelt. Like I truly, when I did makeup for my very famous celebrities and private clients, was more interested in what was happening in their life than me talking about what was happening to me.
Why do you think your product resonates to that? I'm going to call them now because I like to put myself in that category, please. The ageless beauties that
Yes,
over 40, they say, you know what? Oh my God, I just got started. Praise Madonna and
yes,
praise Sharon Stone and praise, all those celebrities that are they're getting better and better. So
better and
why is
better.
what's the kinship that you
You
have?
know, if you're 20, if you're 30, you can go to anything and
You can
wear
look good in
anything. It could
anything.
be
Yeah,
it could be makeup off the shelf in a drugstore and still look terrific. But our needs change after 40. And I always knew that my customer was 40 plus,
mhm,
50 plus, and 60 and beyond, and 70 and beyond. And the truth is, in our marketing, we never really tapped in. And then our customer was saying, we don't see ourselves in the ads you put out. We don't see ourselves, other than me, because I'm 65. They weren't seeing it and they were speaking loudly. And I worked with my marketing department. I said, let's feature Gellar gals. And on our site, we feature real Gellar
brilliant,
gals of all
brilliant,
ages. Yeah.
brilliant.
And then the products we create for the issues that we have as we emerge from every decade. And we're mindful of that all the time. So leaning in, that's another piece of advice to who your consumer is. You cannot be everything to everybody. Yeah, you
Right.
may maintain a business,
Yeah.
but you're not going to be as successful as if you know who your audience is and speak to them directly.
You know what, Laura? You're very thoughtful. I
Thank you.
find that you're very thoughtful to your consumers because you can listen to them, but then you also deliver the product to them. You have a continued customer. You have somebody that stays with you. And
Loyal.
that's like marketing genius. What do they call that? The evergreens. You have
Yeah.
an evergreen
Yeah.
brand. They stay with you. So
They're loyal.
did you ever imagine that this was going to go so far? I know you
No.
manifested it, but and you talked about the key strategies that you're using. So Laura, like what's next for you?
You know, these kinds of the opportunities that come up for me, whether it's being a guest on your show, whether it's being invited to be on a podcast. Listen, there's a whole new way we're putting ourselves out there that didn't exist before, right? The
Yes.
streaming of television now, this is the way people are viewing things. And so every opportunity I get, I say yes to. And they're all new experiences for me too.
Okay, so let's now gear back to like technical hands-on makeup artist tricks. Like what would you say is the most common mistakes that women of that fabulous age that you cater to do? What's the number one mistake that
You
we
know,
do?
it's funny that this is so timely that you're asking me that.
Right.
And I was saying that the biggest mistake I see is that, you know, as we get older, we start getting skin issues, textural, dryness, larger pores, softening of the jowl. What I do when I create products is make sure that I give you things that will stop the mistakes you're happening. The mistakes
Mhm.
I see is women are compensating. They're putting too much on. They're wearing a heavier foundation that
Yeah.
doesn't move with their skin, that's not malleable. Everything needs to be softer and scaled back. But I think also we can't avoid doing things that we should be. Filling in the brow. Our brows get softer. We lose the hair on our brows. Putting eyeliner on, maybe you think you have a hooded lid and you don't see the top of your lid anymore, so you stop wearing it. Those are
Mhm.
the things that put back the shape. You got to go back to basics.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So I like try to be on trend for you. Besides this look going on, what are the beauty trends coming up for spring?
You know, it's so funny, Toby. I look to you where it comes to fashion. No matter what I buy, I don't have that aesthetic where I look on trends. I just don't. I'm more conservative in my look. And then I look at you and I'm like, this is when I say it was one of my New Year's resolutions. This is what's happening is step out of your comfort zone in your style. Like I don't dress like that and I don't know how to make myself pull together. That's why I look to you for that.
You strive to make all women feel beautiful from 19 to 90 to 105. What are some trends in, let's say, that are the older a customer can do?
Right. You know, I think trendy, it's, you know, a
It's a
word
bad
that
word, right?
it's a word that works in fashion. But
Mm,
for makeup, I don't ever do trend makeup. What I tell people to do is step out of their comfort zone. So, for an example,
mhm.
I will say if I wear a color top like this, find a matching lipstick or as close as you can.
Right.
I will say if you wear neutral colors, go with bold. And here's where another trend, it's called layering liner. And that is when I can say trend.
So it's just rev yourself up is what you're doing. I've got rapid fire faith questions for you. Okay.
I'm
Quick
ready.
answers. How much faith do you need to be in business?
A
1 to
lot.
10.
Yeah,
20,
10.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
10.
Do you think that your talents were God given?
Yeah, partly, yes. God gave me what I was meant. My heart was pure, and God helped me along the way.
Wonderful. And just like a 2-word answer, how would you
Okay.
describe somebody should dress to a house of worship? Do you think you should up your game for a house of worship?
I think that it's important to be modest. I'm more modest, okay,
Okay.
and respectful.
Good for
But
you.
it's that's me. But I think that you can not have to feel like you have to blend in. I
Mhm.
think it's okay as long as you are modestly dressed to be bright, to be bold, to feel happy in a house of worship.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much for coming on.
my pleasure.
This was a delight. Delight, delight, delight,
Thank you for
delight.
having
I'm
me.
so happy. So tell me, how could the viewers keep up with you?
Thank you for asking that. Laura Gellar Beauty is our fan page, and then my personal Instagram is Laura J. Gellar, all one. Laura J. Gellar. Thanks for having me, Toby. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Good
Stay
luck.
tuned. After the break, I'll be visited by the entrepreneur and celebrity stylist Julie Eliza, and she'll be giving the secrets to looking and feeling magnificent at any age or any stage in life. I can't wait to hear about that.
Give me that faith. Give me that fashion. 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 Welcome to the house of faith and fashion.
Jessica Cherry, founder of the award-winning blog Life of a Cherry Wife. If you're looking to follow for mom and lifestyle content, fashion, Latina life, and good vibes, this is the place for you. Head over to www.lifeofacherrywife.com for the latest in these areas. Follow me on social at Life of a Cherry Wife.
Welcome back to the House of Faith and Fashion. Today we've been discussing how to elevate your spirituality and appearance at any age. And right now I'm being joined by celebrity wardrobe stylist, style editor, lifestyle coach, Julie Eliza Vogel. Welcome to the House of Faith and Fashion, Julie. Thank you for visiting me here.
I'm so excited.
I've never met you before, but I feel like we're going to do this.
I feel so too. I'm very excited, Toby.
So let's get into this. As a fashion stylist for more than 30 years, where did you get your start in the fashion? How did this all begin?
I grew up in New York City, and I started in my 20s as an image consultant and wardrobe stylist. And then I moved to LA when I was in my 30s. And that's really where my career took off in the fashion industry. And I started working, we all start working in retail when we're in fashion, right?
That's where the source beat comes in. You know, you have to be on the floor to know what's going on.
Bonwit Tellers, does that ring a bell?
Oh, God, yes.
That was the first job in New York City. I was 16. And, so that's where it all began. And it's been quite a ride because I've worked in all facets of the industry. Celebrity styling, red carpet. I have this goal and mission in life is that I want, we were talking right before we got on air about how I look like I'm going to a cocktail party. I feel like we should be living our lives like we're always going to cocktail parties. Like life should be lived,
every day is a cocktail party. Listen, considering the times that we live in and the atmosphere right now, I think a lot of people would just like to step into a cocktail dress and just forget what's going on with the rest of the world.
I really believe that how we're feeling on a given day, even if we're putting on a coordinated set with our lipstick and the right handbag, it's going to up the level of the serotonin in our brain. I call it serotonin dressing because if I get on a call, a Zoom call, even if I'm doing, because we all know the trick, I can be dressed waist up in this and then waist down in my PJs. Mm-hmm. But right now, I'm just showing you, girl. I got these on, even though I could be wearing my slippers, because the truth is, I want to feel as good as I look. And when that shoe is on my foot, it elevates.
I do believe that, putting on the right shoe and the right everything definitely elevates you. And I think that obviously the combination of faith and fashion that's my sweet spot. It's my happy place, the House of Faith and Fashion. It's something that I built. And you're right. A lot of people think that those two subjects are not related, and they're absolutely related. So how, as an image consultant, how do you help women embrace and celebrate themselves besides say, girl, put on a cocktail dress and some chandelier earrings and you're going to feel better?
The truth is, Toby, people accuse me of being a unicorn. Well, that's not an accusation, but I've been called this unicorn because it's beyond the clothes. When I'm working with a client, or even just interacting with women, it's a much deeper level of confidence. It goes within, and we all know that. I mean, yes, the outside, like we were just talking about, can affect the serotonin and the inside. But I truly believe all women at all ages and stages of our lives, we are magnificent and we're beautiful and we're so unique, and we have to know that inside. So how do I do that? Where does that come from? How do I take care of myself? Who are the people that I surround myself with? I think these are all very important factors to confidence. Confidence can be construed as arrogance, and it's really not. Confidence is self-love, self-acceptance, feeling comfortable in our own skin. And honestly, that has taken me, I'm 62 years old. I am more confident today in my own skin, showing my skin, than I was when I was 22 years old.
Wow. I've heard that you also do luxury for less as a fashion expert.
Luxury for less is about, yes, mixing the high end and the low end pieces, because obviously not everyone can afford to buy a $5,000 designer bag,
Right.
and truly there are incredible retailers that are doing a great job in the reproduction department.
So I myself am a spiritual leader and a fashion expert. And I know that's a very crazy combination that actually gave birth to the books, that gave birth to the show. And it combined my faith in fashion in a wonderful, in a wonderful platform such as this. But my question to you as a lifelong life coach and a fashion stylist, where was the time that your passions met, that you had that aha moment, that you went, bing, these two go together?
I love that question, Toby. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was in my early 20s, I actually went into a field where I was working in social work, and I was working with drug addicts, incarcerated drug addicts. And there was a man that walked into my office. He was homeless. And I want to say, it was like a toss-up. Am I going to go into fashion? I'm going to go into, am I going to be an actress, or am I going to help people? And so I had this job, and this man walks into my office, and he's a homeless guy. We're this far apart. He's sitting right at my desk. And I look in his eyes and I go, Daniel, God has a purpose for you. You are here for a reason. I believe in you. And I also believe that can do anything. And I'm going to pray for you. 2 years later, I'm on the LIRR going to the Hamptons, and I'm on the train, and this man walks up to me and he goes, Julie Vogel. And I go, yes, hi. And he goes, it's Daniel, clean shaven, dressed. He goes, Daniel Clark. He goes, you had me in your office. You told me that you were going to pray for me. I got clean and sober. You saved my life. I'm sharing this story with you because that was my heart, and that's what I wanted to do in the world. But when it comes to the confluence of how did that segue into my fashion career, when I am with any client, anybody, I've worked with the most obviously affluent, famous.
Right.
It's a very intimate relationship. And I have been put in front of people that I know wouldn't darken the door of a church or, a synagogue. But I know that they have been going through the trials and tribulations, and they could use that injection of faith. And God, I really believe, has divinely put me in people's lives. I know it's about fashion and what I do, and maybe they know or they don't know, but whenever I have someone in front of me, I know He has me there for a reason. And I cannot tell you how many people have opened up to me. It's about God for me is love. God for me is hope. God for me is compassion, forgiveness. And it doesn't matter whether you are helping someone who's a drug addict, whether you are dressing someone for a red carpet, we all need that infusion, in my opinion.
So basically, what you're saying is definitely not, there's nothing basic about what you're saying. And also I hear you loud and clear because you're speaking to the soul of me, not just this person. So I totally understand you, and I appreciate that. And I admire you for being in this team of faith and fashion together, or any creativity together with faith. It was so much fun having you here today. And we come to the end of this segment, but I have my rapid fire, my faith questions. You might have already answered, but how much faith do you need to be in business?
You need it 100%, because like anything else in life, it's never going to take that circuitous route. And you have to be adaptable, and you have to trust. Faith is about, seeing what's not seen, not knowing what's around the bend, but trusting your vision and having faith moving forward, especially as an entrepreneur. Yes.
Do you think your talents are God-given, even though I know the answer to that question already?
Yes, I think that God, absolutely, everything I am, everything is God-given.
Okay, so let me ask, this could be a little bit controversial. So
okay.
How do you think somebody should dress for a house of worship?
I think it depends. If you're in a very conservative, religious setting and you have to even be covered in certain areas of, whatever, then obviously you have to aspire to that. But I do believe God is more interested in our hearts. I mean, this is the dichotomy. He wants our hearts. That being said, God also, when I'm serving him, when I wake up in the morning and I pray and I say, how can I be of best service to you? I want to give you my best, God. So when I go into a church or whatever, I am going to make the effort to give him my best.
I totally understand your answer. Thank you again, Julie. And how can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Julie Eliza Styling. You can also find me on my website, julieelizastyling.com.
Thank you so much for visiting me. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure the viewers just loved it. Don't go far. I'll be right back after this quick break.
Hi, I'm Jess DeFeo, and I am a social media coach for women entrepreneurs who know they are on a mission to change the world with their business, but are struggling with how to market themselves authentically to their ideal client on social media. I can help you go from overwhelmed and confused on what to post to creating effective and impactful content that converts your followers into customers. Head to my website to grab your free course, Instagram 101 for Business, and learn the strategies I use to grow my business in just 6 months.
I had a lot of fun today, and I hope that you did too. And I'm so honored to be here and to invite you into my home. Today's episodes prove that you can elevate and look good at any age in life. And I want to give super gratitude to my two special guests. My dear friend, Laura Gellar, I adore you. And my new friend, Julie Eliza Vogel of Julie Eliza Styling, for joining me today. Thank you all for coming to my home, the House of Faith and Fashion, and I'll see you next week. If you don't have the book already, grab it from my website, www.thehouseoffaithandfashion, or on Amazon, and follow me on social media at Toby Rubenstein on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you.